Hi, welcome to She Spice. So all of you know that Drake's been standing out as truly newsworthy for every one of some unacceptable explanations behind the recent months after his issue with Kendrick totally exposed some stunning stories from his past, at this point on top of those PDF record claims fans are currently. Additionally, jumping profound into Drake's supposed association with rapper XXXTentacion's inconvenient demise. And think about who just entered the talk. In all honesty, X's dad Dwayne, who's advocating Kendrick and making obviously the Enroy family, maintains that nothing should do with Drake. Both of X's folks are Jamaican, so you can envision their shock when Drake went on with his phony Jamaican persona, even after picked the bucket exit, beforehand freely got down on Drake for cosplaying the way of life, and made it a point to the whole OO group and hearing how Kendrick supported him. It's all beginning to seem okay presently, yet hang on the grounds that this is only a hint of something larger Kendrick's. Fans are humming with a new hypothesis that Kendrick could have dropped an unobtrusive clue in one of his diss tracks, apparently ensnaring Drake in X's lamentable demise, fanning the fire. Drake was at first arranged to plunk down for a testimony during X's homicide preliminary anyway. It as of late became exposed that Diddy's powerful legal counselor purportedly moved to get Drake out of that statement, and following this, Drake's PR machine went into overdrive attempting to cover what is happening yet. Because of Kendrick Lamar, there's currently restored interest in this reputed connect among Drake and X's downfall, and with X's father freely backing Kendrick, fans are hypothesizing that something major is going to come out, including Drake. So what precisely did XXXTentacion's father say about Kendrick uncovering Drake? Is there any genuine proof connecting Drake or somebody from his team to X's passing? We should separate it all. I really want all my super companions. I want each and every individual who says they love my child, mean it, who still sends me DMS saying the amount they miss my child. I'm here in Jamaica, and I'm restricted by the way I can contact the province. Florida, please. The homicide preliminary. The late Florida rapper XXXTentacion was only 20 years of age when his life was unfortunately stopped on June 18, 2018, in what seemed by all accounts to be an endeavored theft turned out badly outside Motorsports in Deerfield, Oceanside, Florida. This stunning episode left the music world faltering and ignited a free for all of hypotheses and allegations as subtleties arose. Fans couldn't resist the opportunity to dig further into the dim conditions encompassing his inconvenient demise. Was it simply an irregular burglary, or is there more going on Deerfield, Oceanside? The rapper XXXTentacion has been shot evidently focused on while looking for a bike. Chopper 4 was over the scene on North Dixie Interstate close to Test Street. The Broward Sheriff's Office says they got a call about the shooting at around 4:00 p.m. They say the rapper was shipped to an area medical clinic where the sheriff's office says he passed on. Before that day, X went to Bank of America to pull out some money. However, much to his dismay, he was being trailed by an SUV conveying 4 men: Dedrick Williams, Robert Allen, Michael Boatwright, and Trayvon Nome. As indicated by the specialists, Williams detected X's vehicle and quickly called different suspects, training them to enter the bike showroom to confirm it was without a doubt X. He showed up at the showroom around 3:30 p.m. with his uncle ignorant about the peril hiding surveillance camera film caught suspects. Robert Allen, what's more, Dedrick Williams following X into the store, shadowing everything he might do. The scene was set for a terrible experience as the suspects plotted their subsequent stages while X approached his day XXXXXXX inside the showroom that day when no less than one of the suspects strolled past him. A brief time frame later, the dramatization unfurled externally about 30 minutes after the fact. X left the showroom, and as he drove away in his BMW, an SUV obstructed his way. Nome and Boatwright leaped out of the SUV and moved toward X, requesting cash. Nome then, at that point, grabbed X's Louis Vuitton pack, while Boatwright got his chain in the disorder. X's uncle escaped from the vehicle, letting his nephew be to confront the shooter now. At one point, Nome ran back to the SUV, apparently finishing the burglary, yet when it seemed like the trial was finished, Boatwright made a stride back and in a stunning turn discharged 6 shots at X, hitting him in the neck. Reconnaissance cameras caught the snare of rapper XXXTentacion as he arranged to leave Deerfield Oceanside Cruiser showroom. Last June, the camera show a vehicle hindered the rapper's exit, and Afterward, men leap out of the vehicle and stand up to XXXTentacion. One of the men goes into his vehicle. Then there's a showdown and a burglary, and the men shoot and kill the skilled youthful craftsman. X was raced to a nearby clinic, and in spite of the fact that paramedics figured out how to restore his heartbeat, his momentarily wounds were excessively extreme by 540p. XXXTentacion was articulated dead, sending shockwaves through the music world and his fan base. In the accompanying 2 months, police captured 4 suspects in association with the homicide. Michael Boatwright, Trayvon Noam, Derek Williams, and Robert Allen, each of the 4 men, were accused of first-degree murder. Boatwright, Noam, and Williams argued not liable, keeping up with their blamelessness in the midst of the mounting proof anyway. Robert Allen figured out an agreement confessing to a lesser allegation in return for affirming against the others. The preliminary started off on February 7, 2023, and the lead examiner she showed up ready to brawl in her initial proclamation, asserting they have observation film and other accompanying proof to demonstrate that the 3 litigants were the ones who shot and killed X. Anyway, Michael Boatwright's lawyer asserted in his initial articulation that Boatwright had been dishonestly denounced and affirmed that Broward Province specialists had surged the examination. Noam's protection lawyer repeated comparable opinions, demanding that his client wasn't even there upon the arrival of the homicide. Then there's Robert Allen, the 4th suspect, who flipped on his co-defendants. Allen affirmed the indictment's story that the X's burglary and murder were planned, blaming Donald Williams as the brains behind the entire plot. June 18, 2018. I'm discussing the day preceding, where there was an understanding or plan of some sort. Anyway, you need to allude to it to lease a vehicle. You review that, okay, so educate us regarding that. Whose thought was it to lease the vehicle? You need to shout out quite clearly, okay, burglarize. Who so when you say it was a, what should be the arrangement you lease the vehicle in? Let us know in the tale, and when you say we, who's the we you for? Was there expected to be any other individual included that you're mindful of? No. Okay, so who should lease the vehicle on June 17th? This is the day before the crime. Who is that? Have you met her previously? And I'm discussing before June 17th, 2018. How long did you know her before that date? Yet the most stunning second in the preliminary came from Dr. Williams' lawyer, Mauricio Padilla. He dropped a sensation charging that specialists had neglected to appropriately research the likelihood that Drake was some way or another associated with the X's homicide. She will stand up, stay there, and she will let you know that her desired explanation of security with Mr. Offroy on the day that he was shot was a direct result of the issues that had with Drake and Nullis. Padilla uncovered that he had endeavored to summon Drake for a testimony previously. The preliminary started, yet Drake was a flakeout. This provoked Padilla to request of the court for a request to show cause, and the appointed authority really conceded it as per court records got by TMZ. The judge requested Drake to affirm through Zoom and cautioned him that assuming he neglected to show up, he would need to be ousted face-to-face, yet get these only days. After the fact that news broke that Drake wouldn't be dismissed, all things considered, the entire circumstance got hidden away from plain view so quick that a great many people didn't understand the adjudicator had at first arranged for Drake to show up for a testimony in association with X's homicide. So where did this entire Drake association even come from? Was there any genuine proof that binds him to X's homicide plot? Or was it all a paranoid idea? Drake's contribution, reality or fiction? The show among Drake and X began when X freely gotten down on Drake, purportedly taking his stream from the tune, taking a gander at me and utilizing it. Following right after him, the situation exploded after Drake appeared kempt at a show in Amsterdam back in January Music 2017. So in February 2017, X told XXL magazine that he would have liked it if Drake had essentially given him some credit rather than simply out and out jacking his stream. At the time, X was secured on 6 lawful offense allegations and implied that a yell out from Drake could have facilitated the pressure. He might have reached out to me by and addressed me, and it most certainly would have been more good. X said, yet he dropped that review and it sounded a piece like glance at me, and he could be an immense assistance in this present circumstance to get me out of prison, since I'm confronting life, despite the fact that X guaranteed he wasn't holding any feelings of resentment against Drake. Things took an emotional turn rapidly when X was out of jail. He burned through no time beginning to call Drake out in interviews. So you in prison, he should contact your chief, and afterward, what happened? He dropped seeing that in Amsterdam with some from the UK. You understand what I'm talking about. He dropped a video. I was conversing with him. I was conversing with my young lady at the time, not the equivalent that got me capture a different young lady. I was conversing with her at that point, and she was like, you pay attention. To know really it was my canine Chris. I was on the telephone with my canine Chris. He resembled you. Got to pay attention to this Dr. F. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.